Don't show me your model. That's proprietary. It's tough. Human calculator type. We going?
That's going to be tough from pitch side. You can't even see this.
Wait, are you getting the Salem City pool? Because I better be getting one. Get that pool if that's the case.
Supposed to be.
I better be getting one if that's the case. I'll be right back though. They were loud. they're going to walk out to midfield here, right between the benches.
Okay, so they need to be right by the benches.
Are these ball boys or these?
They're just fun. I got 13 boys, and they're going to walk out, but then they're going to be ball boys.
Perfect. All right, so they're going to move right in the center here with the players.
Yep.
And they're going to walk straight out of this. Okay.
And then they'll do their ball boy jiggles. So who's going to take charge of them, buddy?
We're going to have Chris Hale shoot the honors.
Okay, so he's going to take charge of the ball boy. Okay, so I just want to know I've got to hand them off to them. Right now, I'm sort of on 4 hours. Yeah. And I'm
Oh, that's right. He scored on that. Yeah, I was. Oh, it's Salem. Indiana came to Wake Forest last year, right? Yeah. How much did that get? I should have on that team. We were calling. Yeah, that was Owen, and he should have been sent off. No, not him. Oh, that's right. That was the guy he was. Yeah. Should have been sent off. Two of us were. It was like one of those deals. Pretty like San Francisco or something. But the guy reviewed it, and then decided. And we're in the booth like, I think that's good. The amount of idiots who obliterated both of our social media was. We both like on my message were just like, "You're such an idiot. I'm broadcasting the whole world." Yes. That's to be expected. Well, for a first game, like we didn't ever see it. We really did. Yeah. Whatever you did, it did work. Whenever I got so many like, hey, what is this Salem City that you can do it? You know what that is? That is great. Who said it? You're getting it. My good buddy Sean. Sports podcast. Are you always on those very long ones? Or even on the turf one, because from there, on the other side, you can't see it. And even driving up to Robbins.
When they first announced it was these flavors, like, what are they playing?
Exactly. So we had this conversation. Here's the old question. You remember if we used communications or around for a microphone on studio? You can just cut it.
Ten nine eight. Whoa.
Whoa, hey.
Echo.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yowza.
You listen to Open House Party.
We're
Now
both
you were there,
echoing
yeah.
majorly.
Echo. Let go of my echo.
It sounds cool, but it is terrible for broadcast. A little bit. No, not really. It's softer,
It's
but it's
softer
still
echo.
echoing. Check. No, it's just softer, but it still echoes. Yeah.
10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3.
It sounds like a PA.
Sounds like we're in a gym.
Yeah. House music.
Yeah. 10-9-8.
Here, listen. Now oh, there we go.
A little bit of an echo.
Now batting, number 99, Aaron Judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting, Edgar Renteria.
Oh, that's a throwback.
Wait till I do my Harry Carey. Then we'll go real back.
Here's your baseball trivia question for the
Go.
day. You should know because
Sean Dunston.
I think this guy played for the Red Sox for a minute. Who was with Paul Skeens getting called up, but he still spent a little bit in the minors. Who was the last player to be drafted? I think out of college and go straight to the majors without playing a single game in the minors. It's obscure, so if you get this, I'll be very impressed. Check. Same.
Paul Skeens didn't play at all. A minor
No,
league
he
game?
did. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like he went quick. But so this guy still has the mark. Outfielder, and if this helps, he had the rare position player Tommy John surgery at one point.
Oh, really?
Played for the Yankees.
Benintendi.
I think no. It's a good. It's a good answer. Little older.
Not Johnny Damon. Jacoby Ellsbury. Who is it?
Xavier Nady.
Wow, I wouldn't have gotten that one.
I think he played for the Red Sox.
Probably.
Pirates outfielder for a while. I think he spent like 1 year with the Yankees. Let's see. No, I lied. He didn't play for the Red Sox. I thought he did.
Clemson like is talking junk, and like Wake is doing the smarter role, you know, smarter whatever university. So Clemson's like, some fans like, yeah, it's 50% Clemson fans, and they just took a picture. It was like it's all small section.
Yeah.
and then this Wake guy goes, let's be fair, Clemson thinks it's 50%.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is the whole reason off the amp too, was because the echo was a problem. And so this should be helping with that. But
Is it looping somehow?
I'm wondering if y'all are too like close to each other and it's picking up off of your mic.
No,
right now.
there's no way that's happening. Check. That just makes it in one ear instead of two, but it's still echoing. What? No, it's in one. It was only in my left.
Oh, I got a seat over there. Oh, yeah. Alright, so we're sure this
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Welcome to the gym.
Alright, so I screwed up that one.
Here we go. I swear to God, Paul, if you get a freaking awesome game, I'm going to slap you when I see you.
Check. No.
That's awesome. What'd you do?
Well, Ty's echoing. I'm not.
I can do it with anyone the echo. I sound like a robot.
I'm good. Try that.
Check 1 2 3.
No, he's still echoing.
Check 1 2 3.
No.
Check 1 2 3.
Yep,
Oh,
there you go.
What'd you do? Reverb?
Check. Yeah, we're good now. What's that? Huh. Yeah. So this is 2-1. And then 2-3.
Oh, this is going to be a pain. Where the sun is.
Yeah, I know.
At least their numbers are good to be seen, as opposed to what Clemson has now. Wake just took the lead, too. Of course, Paul got one to take the lead. Late inning.
It's fine.
Dang you, Paul.
It's
I'm going to text him. Dang you, Paul. You put on your copas? I don't know.
I can't stand his play-by-play, man. I can't stand it. It's his voice. I can't stand his nasally voice.
Nasally there's a lot of people that are nasally.
What's that?
There's a lot of people that are nasally. I don't feel he's that like.
Well, the pitch.
Jesus.
Go ahead, the Kirk Gibson.
Yeah, basically.
I think he's gonna wake like some fish.
Is there any replay or anything for like the? Is there like VAR? I'm gonna assume no then.
Guys, where's the monitor? How are we supposed to see this? I can never see the VAR.
Oh, do we have a clock that we can see, or is that what this is? All right, hey, if I look over you and go like this, can you give me the time? Just give me minutes. I don't care about seconds. Yeah, that's good.
Aerial duels, passes. Yeah.
Foulers and shots. That's enough. That's plenty. That's plenty.
See, I don't think that's nasally as like you can see a lot of the ESPN people. They're like this. We're not streaming, are we? We're streaming now. So they just got me talking.
I mean, no, let's start. It might have caught the beginning of that.
Okay.
And we welcome you to the opener for Salem City FC. Used to be the NC Fusion, but now Salem City FC. After new ownership, here we are at Truist Soccer Complex, just west of Winston-Salem, right across the street from the beautiful Bermuda Run Country Club, as we got ourselves a treat. May 11th for the start of USL 2 2024 season. It is the Salem City FC taking on the Charlotte Independence as the starting lineup. For the home side, it'll be Spiel in the net. They're going to go with a 4-3-2-1. That's their formation. 4-2-3-1. Yes, 4-2-3-1. Kyle joins me. Kyle Bond is here beside me. He'll do some analysis for us as Salem City FC taking on the Charlotte Independence. Charlotte in all blue and Salem City FC in all white. So it'll be Spiel, Chayup, Fisher, Tricker, Wessels, Kerrigan, Schmidt, Ojos. It'll be Morrow, Gonzalez, and McDonald. That is the starting 11 for Salem City FC. And for the visitors, it's going to be Stifler in net for the Independents. And then it will be Nyander, Jost, Shear, Bonus, Zerbini, Cook, Roberts, Morrison, and Edingle and Yates. That is the starting 11 for the Charlotte Independents. Salem City FC, led by Chris Williams, Coach Chris Williams, getting ready to set off for the inaugural year of Salem City FC. Brand new kits, brand new colors, formerly known as NC Fusion. Still attached to the club, but new ownership. And that is a lot of excitement throughout the community. We are ready to go as the 2024 season is off and running. Spiel, the new keeper for Salem City FC, had an illustrious career at Hofstra. In fact, of 4 years, the numbers he put up, you had to look twice. So Salem City FC with a long ball first to start off, as Stifler giving it a ride, too, over the midfield. Thank you for joining us. We are midfield. This is a first for me, playing field level. And we'll call the game. And alongside me is my partner, Kyle Bond.
Yeah, Ty, it's a beautiful day. I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather, better venue. This will be a good one.
Morrow out there on the wide, pulls it back to Chayup, and Chayup trying to connect with Schmidt, making a run inside the box and immediately gobbled up by Stifler, who's the keeper.
Good early move here from Charlotte, working down the right side, trying to play that vertical ball and use their pace of the forwards to get around the back line. You see a lot of that here in this league. Just trying to use the play to the talents of the players up front.
Tricker with a nice aerial duel there. And now Charlotte Independence going to work it around the back. Also using the width of the field. Here's an over-the-top ball that another well-won aerial duel by Tricker. He's been up in the air quite a few times already early in this match. And Independence now trying to work right outside of the 18, see if they can figure out something, but possession goes back to Salem City FC. Morrow playing it back, and now once again they'll use Spiel, and he'll shift it over to the left channel. Unlucky touch trying to get down that channel, but went out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Charlotte Independence. Independence in all blue, of course, Salem City FC in all white. Their new kit sponsored by Hummel.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous stuff here, Ty. And I'm excited to see the Blues in action, too, as well, when they decide to put those on, but the Independence in blue today, so they've gone with those whites. Splashed in a couple of really bright colors that play well off each other.
Yeah, definitely. They definitely catch the eye. As Morrow makes his way close to the touchline near us, and you can kind of get a look at how elaborate those jerseys are, Kyle. I mean, some pink, some lavender.
Yeah.
It's everything you want in a kit, right? Well-centered ball into the middle. Did not look to the right. Kyle, you're right. Morrow is wide open this time. They'll try to play him. Morrow's off to the races. Here's a slide tackle attempt, but it was a great tackle. You're exactly right by Yates. He timed that well, came in from the side. Morrow, he took offense to it and fouls Yates.
Yeah, that's just really good football right there. It's a beautiful ball for Morrow, who made a great run. He was open, and the defender had to get that tackle right, because if he doesn't, it's either a foul in a dangerous area and maybe a booking, or he whiffs and Morrow's in. So gets the tackle exactly right. Just really good play from both sides. That's what you want to see here in this league.
Ojo's with a little press there. Nice little poke up into the center circle. Wrestling away is Schmidt. Schmidt places back to his support to Wessels. And now Salem City FC seeing again if they can try that left channel. Let's see what they can work. Morrow's creeping.
Yeah, he's
on that
open
far
again
stick.
at the far post.
Well played back. And spinning around Gonzalez, another fantastic player picked up by Salem City FC. And last couple weeks, that channel didn't work. They'll play it back to their center back now, use their outside back in Shayup. And Shayup put that one just a little too much overcooked. But the idea, you saw that it was right there looking for Ojo's making that run, just trying to get onto that through ball. Now here comes Morrow with the press with the help of Ojo's. Ojo's who plays at Gardner-Webb. Remember they came out on a huge start to 2023 season. Kind of simmered down, but under the direction of Scott Wells, I think they've got something cooking down there. And we got a couple of Gardner-Webb players we're going to see here. Well played, as that was right to the feet of Gonzalez. As Gonzalez looked up, may have had a chance to at least put one on frame, but he decided to keep it in his pocket. And now on the counter, here comes the Independence. Roberts on that right side. He puts it way up in the air and immediately collected by Spiel. It's hard to get over as someone that's 6'7" over the head.
It is a bit of an advantage as a goalkeeper, isn't it?
I was telling you about his career at Hofstra. His little triangle pass it. 1-2 go up ahead to Morrow. Morrow into the 18. They're in here. Morrow trying to work. Puts it across. This looks delicious, but it's cleared away. That's the right ball you want to play. A nice little step over. He may have been looking for Kerrigan making that diagonal run. But nonetheless, I think you have to be happy with the development, or at least the orchestration of that play.
Yeah, and Morrow has been so dangerous here so far. He's made a couple of really great runs. That one on the 1-2 from midfield and just played out. Yost, I believe, was the one that cleared it. Perfect cross. It got out of his feet for a second, but Morrow was able to kind of recollect it and improvise.
Oh, Shayup, what a beautiful idea. I've always been impressed by Shayup, and now at ETSU, now he's transferred over to NC State under a new direction. And I totally agree that, he's ready to go to Power 5 conference. I mean, what he did last year in the USL2 was just remarkable. He was just a steady Eddie presence back there that also could cause a lot of chaos in the attack for Fusion at the time. And glad to see him back on the ball club here for 2024. He'll be playing his fall ball in Raleigh for NC State. And he's wide open. They'll call for it and immediately get it. Here's Sayup. Sayup with a couple touches, plays it down the touchline as Morrow away for that overlapping run, bring in two. And it is ushered back, and there's going to be a foul called. As I think Morrow was also trying to pull back anyway to bring in that contact. And indeed, he got the call. Quick restart right up ahead to Schmidt. Schmidt puts a well-weighted ball that goes over the goal mouth. And Kerrigan fighting for it, but the Independents came up with it for a brief second. And the ball right back to the possession of the home team. Kerrigan with his head up. He's looking. He's got Morrow on that far stick again.
Yeah, he's calling for it. He doesn't exactly have a height advantage over his defender, but he still wants it.
Clever idea. Gonzalez into the 18. It was a no-look pass. That was, I believe, played by Schmidt. And we've got a yellow card, our first booking, which I believe is going to go to Gonzalez.
Just a late challenge there on the far side. Maybe a little early to be showing the yellow card. Didn't really look terribly dangerous, but
We're
referee
also
wants
on the
to.
other side of the pitch.
Yeah, that's the other thing. But referee wants to keep a lid on this game, and it's hard to argue with that.
So going back to Spiel, who's the keeper this year for Salem City FC, his career at Hofstra, 75 games played, a goal against average .97, 227 saves, 25 clean sheets for Hofstra. He was the United Soccer Coaches All-Atlantic Region second team. If you remember, that team actually went toe-to-toe with Carolina in Chapel Hill. The winner would go to the quarterfinals. Carolina won in PKs. But we'll have two players from that Hofstra team playing for Salem City FC. As Shayup will play it again to Morrow. Morrow, and Shayup decides to stay back as that support. Well played by Morrow. Morrow was able to beat Yates and gets taken down. Morrow might have a good argument there. Morrow, he's played at Central Florida. And if you remember, Central Florida always represented in the top 25, a very good college program. But now Morrow has made his way to transfer to Gardner-Webb.
Salem City really pushing the initiative here in the first few minutes of this game. They've had a lot of attacking possession and are working the ball really well. You can tell that this is a well-drilled team at the beginning of this summer season. Usually, especially for a club that has a number of players that maybe haven't played much together in the past, you wouldn't know it.
Well, one of the things that I always pat Coach Chris Williams on the back is how impressed I am year after year is once he gets the group, and it's like seriously 2 weeks, and he has to get them to gel. I don't know, whatever he does, but he's a magician. And you see at the game one that they're able to link passes that usually you wouldn't see with a team that's trying to get used to each other.
You can tell this 4-2-3-1 formation is throwing off the Charlotte back line because we really haven't seen much from Ojos yet as the striker, but what he's doing is essentially splitting the center backs.
Right.
And now that allows the two wide players to get one-on-one with the fullbacks. And then as the game goes on, now you start to be able to work the midfielders up through the middle with the two center backs confused. And it's really opening things up.
I love the 4-2-3-1, by the way.
It's a great setup. I know that the three center back system has really gotten popular at the professional level in recent years, but I still think if what you need in a 4-2-3-1 is a quality number 10. But if you have that quality 10 that you can slot into the middle, then you can really build a good system around the 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, because that central base is really, really stout, especially if you got talent like what Salem City FC has with, of course, Schmidt and McDonald. As a dangerous play inside the box. Still on it. Independence had a good look. That was collapsing, and a quick clearance. As now Salem City with a little slingshot action right back to set up and pull it over the top. This is going to be Schmidt making the run and giving some challenge to Stifler.
Yeah, and you're right, Ty. That like dual 8, it can really be devastating because if you have two midfielders who can play off each other, it just opens everything else up.
That's one of my favorite players in college soccer right there, number 22, Patrick McDonald, who played at Indiana and still plays at Indiana. Absolute baller, especially when he gets into postseason. Just look at his numbers last postseason and then the postseason before.
Yeah, local fans here who support Wake Forest will know him very well after he was a big part of that Indiana victory against Wake Forest in the NCAA tournament recently.
He's
Played in a national championship game against Syracuse as well. Tough one. They lost that one on penalties, but
oh, good bending ball, and the header will give Salem City what thought would be the 1-0 lead, but it's an offside flag up.
boy, that is a tight decision there because Ojos knew he was open. He was calling for the ball to the point where on the right side, Morrow, who has been calling for crosses this whole game, didn't bother to because he knew it was going to go to Ojos, and he was well positioned for that delivery, and that's a tough call.
Yeah, it's
Hard for us to know if it's wrong or right here, so we have to defer to the referees, but that was a brilliant play and unlucky.
Just great timing, and I thought it was going to be a goal, and thank goodness that you tapped me on the shoulder, and I looked at the side judge and saw the flag up, but that's a goal that is taken away, and it is not going to be 1-0 in favor of Salem City FC. We go back 0-0. Still very good look.
They've had a couple so far.
That was brilliant.
A few good tackles, one offside call away from a couple of goals already.
Say up off of Shear. And now playing it to Gonzalez as Gonzalez pulls back into the defensive third. And the switch by Wessels, who just couldn't quite get it to connect. And now the Independents could work something here. Sayup had his legs tangled up, I believe, with Roberts. And Cook is pleading to the official. The official, of course, not impressed. And we'll play on. Shea up, touchline. Morrow. 15th minute. And we are knotted at 0-0, although Salem City FC thought they were ahead 1-0 with a beautiful header by Ojos. But the flag went up, and the celebration immediately ceased. Good crowd on hand for the opener. Salem City FC, this will be their home pitch. Under hit ball, and Ojos immediately put his hands up and said, that was my bad. Well, Charlotte Independence trying to work, see if they can build starting from that back line. Now they'll work on that right channel with Shear. Immediately cleared and picked up by Tricker. Tricker is a feisty one out of Ipswich, Suffolk, England. Plays at Coker University as the South Atlantic Conference second team. Had 1 goal and 10 assists for that kid. Here comes that press, trying to pin him in, and Morrow, good slide tackle up ahead. Schmidt gets it. Schmidt with 2 touches, had his head up. He's going to bang it with a right foot, and it's off. Stifler, rebounded by Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to play it back. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt, someone to play. McDonald was arriving a little bit later, but may have not expected that. Sayup quickly wants to throw this one in.
I tell you what, Schmidt had a couple of chances to create something there. He had Gonzalez making a vertical run to his left and just didn't see it in time. And then that lateral ball across the top of the 18, just a bit behind its target as well. So a couple of opportunities there to make something happen for Salem City. Just can't find the right ball.
Sayup once again using the expansive part, that strategy taken away by Yates.
Really good
Sayup
tackle.
going to challenge Sayup. That's how do you respond? Some Gringan pressing there, losing it, and immediately getting it back.
Yeah, that's a couple of really good tackles now from Yates, who has been in a battle with Oliveira or with Morrow for most of the game, and they're going up against
Sayup. He had it, and then Sayup came back and claimed it back. Schmidt trying to work it back, and it's cleared off 1 touch by Bodis. Sayup with the right decision to play the support.
McDonald telling his team wearing the captain's armband saying, hey, let's move. Let's go. They want to move this quickly down the other end. This is a possessional style, but they want it to be fast.
Oh, that looks very promising for Salem City FC, with Fisher making that run down that left channel. Kerrigan, who played for this club last year, and went to Power 5 to Michigan State from a Mercyhurst. Did he have any lag in that? No. He was one of the leading scorers for the Spartans. I mean, and the goals that he put on were against, well, the likes of Indiana, Notre Dame. In fact, how funny is this? He scores a goal against Notre Dame, the Irish. He is Irish, and his family came over from Ireland for that game. Just a little luck of the Irish. Sligo's finest, wearing number 7. Dyed his hair, too, I see. That was a nice comeback explode run, but it was not seen by that support ball played. And now Salem City FC working on that right channel. Morrow wants to quickly get it in. Here's McDonald, one touch back to Morrow. Morrow, cheeky move. Able now to get into space, trying to make some kind of creation by himself, bringing in 2 or 3 defenders, and played up by Fisher. Just, again, little much weight on that. That was intended for Kerrigan. That was right there at the byline. Well, if you're just joining us, it's the opener, USL 2 season for year 2024. Salem City FC, formerly known as NC Fusion, and now playing their home matches right here at Truist Soccer Complex in just west of Winston-Salem. Another long ball, and immediately claimed by Tricker, pardon me. He's the first one out there claiming any type of ball. As possession goes back to the Independents, they'll start to build. Shear ahead and across, well touched, played down on the foot. Trying to turn was Morrison, but he couldn't get a good look.
That's excellent back-to-goal play, hold-up play.
And that thing sat.
Yeah, I mean, and what he did was use his body to shield the defender out and just glue the ball to his feet with his back to goal. Just didn't have anybody playing off his shoulder.
Kyle, your thoughts in the early doors where we got getting towards halfway through the first half, but your thoughts, especially on how chemistry's gone in the first 21 minutes, right?
Yeah, no, it's been quality. I think both sides are coming to the table well. Salem City had really a possessional dominance through the first 15 minutes. Couldn't find an opener. They came so close on that header that was flagged for offside, but they've defended well on the couple of opportunities that Charlotte has had to go the other direction. So it's been a good battle, really quality midfield battle too. These guys are fighting hard for the ball.
I think also Salem City FC has seen a lot of success using down that left channel and then the service ball across, which I think they're going to continue trying to move down in that left channel, but this time they move to the right with Morrow. Morrow up ahead to Schmidt. Schmidt, and the slide tackle well-timed and played out by Sorbini. And Schmidt, this will not be a corner, it'll be a throw-in. Schmidt from Germany. He played at McKendree.
That's a learning experience for those guys there. Can't be offside on a little dink throw there. That's
what they called?
What's that?
Did they call
Yeah,
it?
yeah. It's that's just fundamentals.
Yeah.
Played it right back to the thrower who was offside.
Yeah. Well played. Uh-oh, this looks good. This will – oh, that – I tell you what. We were talking about luck of the Irish, but Ojos has had some bad luck. How many times well, he put one in and a beautiful header, and this one looked like it was a for sure thing.
Yeah,
And it still couldn't get in the back of the net.
great touch around the goalkeeper, but that was a really tight angle with his left foot. Just couldn't cut his body. His body was moving slightly away from goal, which when your shoulders are that close to a tight angle, you've really got to whip your body around to get a left-footed shot. Just couldn't get the ball on target.
You know, if I'm Coach Chris Williams, I'm saying I don't care. I'm seeing touches in the box, and I see, 2 expected goals?
Yeah, 2 opportunities on net to really none for Charlotte so far.
You could say it.
Spiels had almost nothing to do in goal, which is good. For Charlotte, though, you know, they haven't had much possession. When they are getting on the ball, they're able to move it forward quickly. They just it's stalled when they get it into the final third.
It's almost as if they're banking on that counterattack.
Yeah, and Salem City is pressing really, really well. They've won it back here in the attacking half.
Look at Morrow pitching all the way to the other side. This is Kerrigan curling it with his right and then turn blast, but over the bar. Once again, it's Ojos.
Yeah, and once again, you know, with his shoulders facing away from goal, just has to whip his body around and hit it with his left. He's made good contact. It's not like he's scuffing the ball, just hasn't been able to get it on target.
Charlotte, you can also see their frustration. And you're going to get that if people trying to make some runs. They had an option over here on this left channel. And just trying to buy some time was Morrison. He was allowed the time, and he took it. And Schmidt, one touch up ahead to Morrow. Morrow, he's got an option with Gonzalez. Gonzalez makes the run, but he was offside for a second. Now he's back behind the line, plays the support. Gonzalez back to Sayup. Watch Sayup. When he gets involved in the attack, it's almost not fair. Gonzalez will step over now to Morrow. As Morrow looks, left foot right to Schmidt. Schmidt has his head up. He wanted someone to make a cut in the byline, but have to pull it back. Here's McDonald. He can hit it from there.
Sure can.
Yep, and he scooped it over to a square ball. Here is Fisher. Fisher with a blast and just smacked down with a little bit of luck by Stifler, because look who was arriving there right within seconds.
Yeah, but that's a good save. Really good save. If you're going to take a hit from there, obviously you'd prefer it be on target than off target, but that's not going to trouble many quality goalkeepers. So at the end of the day, a bit of a disappointing effort from distance. Good goalkeeping, though, getting down to smother the ball and not give up a rebound. That's really when you start to get to expert level as a goalkeeper, is directing your rebounds. When you make a save, they are intentionally pushing the ball out of danger anytime they possibly can. They're smothering it as your first choice, but there's danger to that. You know, if you try to smother it, it can squirt under your hands or something like that. So safety first. Sometimes try to push the ball into an area where there's no attackers. That's where you really start to get to expert level.
Kerrigan, and he bodies up against Robertson. They'll call the foul on Kerrigan. Kerrigan from Sligo, Ireland. First year at Michigan State last year, where he had 6 goals. 4 of those were game winners. Playing in the same conference as Patrick McDonald. And this ball is going to get towards us. And just
Where you at, Ty? Come on now.
I'm kind of
You're better than that.
I'm tethered here.
Look, ball is life. If you have to yank your microphone out,
that's right.
You do it.
The $1,000 headset. Oh, who cares? Just yank it. Ball's life. Spiel all the way up. And playing back with his center backs. And now Salem City FC working again on the left channel as Kerrigan goes. Flips over. Gonzalez lost it for a second. Pulled away by Morrison. Morrison trying to look to figure out what he wants to do with it. And it's knocked away quickly by Morrow. Back to Schmidt. Schmidt back to Morrow. Morrow left foot trying to curl it around, and it just goes left to the post. And Morrow saw it in his mind and in his dreams that was going to curl in. He had the right idea, just could not bite around the diving Stifler.
Yeah, I think he had two options there and he sort of couldn't decide and went in between the two. Either you slide it along the ground to the near post, or you try to bounce it far post, because the bouncer can be difficult for the goalkeeper. Instead, he slid it far post. Goalie's got that covered all day. So you saw the dive from the goalkeeper there. He had the post covered, and as it went wide of the goalie, it went wide of the post too. So
I got to give him some credit. I saw the idea.
Yep.
I liked what he was doing. Just couldn't. It's going to be the range of difficulty is it's up there. But he wants to put on a show. It's the first time that we've seen soccer under the lights here in USL 2. So this is history in the making right here. Is Morrow yet? Morrow's done well of just, I know he's closest to us, but he's done well of trying to find these pockets where he hangs out and shows himself well touched. Oh, that was almost a brilliant link up with a goal to show on the scoreboard, as that was Cook trying to link up with, I believe that was that Bonus. That, again, a solid settle.
great clearance and tackle by Shea up too to end the chance, because if he doesn't get to that ball first, that's a one-touch effort on goal, just one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
That was Cook and Niner. That was that connection. There is Mauer. As Morrow goes down, but it is out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick. Well, that counter almost worked to the benefit of Charlotte, and they almost saw themselves go up 1-0. It was a quick bang-bang play inside the box, but a beautiful first touch and then a square ball that almost resulted in the back of the net.
Charlotte trying to press a little higher now, and it nearly won the ball back.
Shea up, he's definitely into fifth gear, going into space, and he'll move it over to the left. Here is Kerrigan. Kerrigan ricocheted. Morrow, he was right there to pick it up and trying to curl it with that left foot, and now with the left foot is McDonald, and he will work it on the switch. Lifted in the air, trying to go near stick on a flick, but immediately claimed by Stifler off his line.
Beautiful ball to the left to create that shot. What a run by Shea, who just darted through four defenders.
No worries at all. Just going straight in the middle. He's not worried about having to go back to his post, is he? I was kind of like, is he going to keep going into the middle?
Well, that's a great a great example of taking your space when it's given to you. Right. Nobody stopped ball, so he just continued to take the space until finally someone stepped up.
You got the pace and you've got the endurance. Do it. And yeah, it threw Independence off for a loop, as the numbers were clearly in the advantage of the home side and almost resulted in a goal, but we sit 0-0. Long ball again to the right channel, as it's Tricker again. There's the 32nd minute here in the first half. We've had probably one good chance by Independence and maybe 3 or 4 by Salem City FC. The possession game clearly on the advantage of the home team, but Charlotte Independence have had some nasty counters that have almost worked out to their benefit. This is a long ball over to Kerrigan. Kerrigan on that left side, and jockeying him is Dingle. And Kerrigan will step over. He'll have to create something. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt, right foot blast, and it's off to the right of the post. A lot of passes, whether that's right on the shoreline of that 18, but we've seen some long trips down here in the attacking third for Salem City FC.
And it's all at good pace. It's not slowing down at all. It's not good distribution there.
No.
One right
And
back.
that's where you have to take advantage of that mistake and make them pay. Morrow now bringing 2 defenders, gets tripped up on the connection to McDonald. Maybe you wouldn't say that's advantage, but a card given. What would you say?
Yeah. I think the yellow card was correct because it wasn't for the initial tackle. The defender was very out of control to the point where I think he stepped on Morrow once Morrow had gone down to the ground. So the right decision for the yellow card. Once you do that, if you're going to give a yellow card, playing advantage on a yellow card tackle, it really has to be advantage. If they're just cycling possession around, you give the foul.
Okay, look, we got McDonald here. We also have Fisher. Max Fisher, who is from Curitiba, Brazil. Excuse me, that's Pacheco. Fisher, who plays at Gardner-Webb. And Bonus gets the yellow card. That is not a bonus. It was out there. I took it. Curling, left foot. Deflected back. Stepped is Kerrigan. Kerrigan had it for a second. Claimed by Fisher. As Fisher now goes towards that far flag. But it's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, this Salem City press is really giving the Independents a lot of trouble. You wonder how long they can keep it up without getting a goal.
Yeah.
Because it can get exhausting pressing like this. But for now, it's causing a lot of problems.
So Fisher from Cheshire, England. And he's was at Gardner-Webb last season too. And he played for the Tranmere Rovers. Well stepped, claimed by Wessels. McDonald getting involved inside that circle. Kerrigan. Independence just trying to string together some passes. That press has been suffocating. They haven't really had a chance to kind of connect the dots a little bit. They've had to result in the long ball and just try to use the speed. Although this looks somewhat promising for the Independents as Yates is on it. Yates still on it inside the 18. Will he play his support? He does. It's Shear. Shear puts it on the ground. Independent still working. As Morrison with his back towards goal trying to look for some kind of option. He's got 2 defenders on it. He's been drifted all the way back, and Schmidt takes it back away from him. As Kerrigan ushers it over to Schmidt. International flavor there, Germany and Ireland. And McDonald uncharacteristically lost that one over the top. This time they'll use Cook. And the flag stays down. Cook still battling. I mean, after a wave of defenders coming at him, Independence still with possession.
They have marshaled every Independence attacker backwards when they've been getting on the ball. Charlotte is really trying to either dribble or pass the ball into the attacking third or into the penalty area rather than, crosses or things like that, deliveries. They've tried to. It almost feels like there's one or too many touches to get in. The only really quality attacking player has been Yates from his left back position.
Yeah.
He's the only one that can get forward. Here we go.
Morrison touching, teasing, and now able to buy some time to give it to Yates here on this left side. Yates, he had a window. He said, I might as well take it. It was inviting, and he decided to blast it, but it goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the home side.
Yeah, it's never good when a shot goes out for a throw-in. that's not ideal. And here's the thing. He's been their best attacking player.
Yep.
He's the only one who's trying to make things happen at the top of the 18. And he had a window there. He's trying to curl it to the far corner. Just not the right contact.
Well, it's the first game. Still trying to get acclimated. And this is trying to get over the top. Notice Kerrigan has switched sides. Morrow moves to the left. Kerrigan here to the right. And Kerrigan, he is so good at that. Kerrigan is so good at that. He will get in front and I'll say I used to do this too when I was playing. You get in front, you use your size to kind of bait the referee, and as soon as you get contact with you in front, you go down and immediately draw the foul. That's what Kerrigan did there. A free kick awarded to Salem City FC. Morrow, this is crossed over. Looks good. Kerrigan has his head on it and immediately hits the pitch.
It'll be a corner, too. It's deflected off the defender. Really good header. And that was goal-bound if it didn't take a deflection. Are they? Wow, they've changed the call. So the AR has suggested to the head official that it was actually I thought that looked like it was deflected. Yeah. And Salem City, I think Kerrigan was saying, yeah, hey, that was on target.
Yeah, as well as
we don't have a great vantage point from here, but
Ojo said the same thing.
It certainly looked like that was an on-target header that deflected off the defender.
Ojo's, who was last year at Gardner-Webb, Big South All-Conference second team. He was Big South Player of the Week, August 28th. When the Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs took off, their season started turning heads.
Beautiful throw.
Ojo's working. Ojo's trying to cross with his left and looking for Kerrigan, but it's ricocheted off. It'll be a corner kick on that far flag. So making his way over to the flag is Morrow. And now Salem City FC will try to get some numbers in the box with Schmidt. And also coming into the box is the aerial threat Tricker. Well, they play the short option. Charlotte Independence is, and since they are, is Kerrigan is indeed that short option, but Morrow looks like he's about to back up and whip this in with his left foot.
Yeah, left-footed outswinger.
Yep, outswinger, but headed away. And a quick throw in again down in the attacking third, or in the 40th minute here in the first half. Laid off, but taken away. Charlotte Independence can't get out of their own way to work some passes and move up. Although they probably should be up 1-0. Is that ball that they sat down right close to the 6. Should have very well been a goal for the visitors. That press has continued, though, throughout this first half. It's been relentless. They haven't really backed off. They've really made the back line of the Independence work.
And it's a team press, too, which means that, not one player is getting exhausted. They're pressing in a zonal manner, and it's working to perfection. You see one person pushes, somebody else fills their space, and it's a dangerous game because there's so many opportunities for gaps, but here you go again.
This is Fisher on the back heel by Schmidt. That'll be a free kick, even though Kerrigan disagrees.
Just to be able to press together all 11 players and not lose your shape is so difficult. The team just has to be so well drilled, and to this point, they're executing it.
Now you can kind of see Independence trying to get this clock to tick up to 45 minutes, so go into halftime and sit there at 0-0, which I would say is indeed a bonus to the Independents. They might have something coming here. Good work. Outstanding ball movement. And look at the bodies behind the ball.
Just can't get a shot off. There's no space.
Minor is really, really good at his feet. Look at his touch. He is spectacular. He is a weapon. Far stick. Yates will claim it. Just Kerrigan will try to back him towards the touchline.
That's the first time all game the Independents have tried to cross the ball into the box, and it nearly found the head of an attacker. That's just an inch or two over the top.
The center ball claimed by Salem City FC, and they tried the through ball, and that was claimed. The possession goes back to the Independents. They'll work on the right channel. Showing is bonus, but they'll continue playing it back to the support. And work over here to Zerbini. Zerbini, inserted pass right to Morrison, but Morrison won't even turn, take one touch, and pull it back to his right back. So the Independents slowly but steadily moving and building. Zerbini, right foot, big ball. What a duel up in the air there. And that one was with Max Fisher, though. As Fisher, he's a bulldog. He gets wrestled down to the floor. It'll be a free kick. Fisher, not only a bulldog on the field, but also a bulldog. Played his college soccer with Gardner Webb, the running Bulldogs. Kerrigan. Shea-up. Oh, the idea was there. Ojos 1-2, one touch it to Gonzalez, but it didn't quite hit that in part of his boot. Kerrigan over the top, keeps it right and pulls it back to Shea-up. This is just a thing of beauty, though, as Salem City really working. They work one channel, then they stop and they say, well, let's work it back, and then try it again on a reset. They've used pretty much every inch of the pitch, but they have nothing to show for it. It's 0-0.
You look at the tactical battle between these two teams and how the formation's set up. And the one problem with the 3-4-3 of the Independents is there's very little verticality.
It's like we're going to get...
In order to get vertical, it's a ton of running.
Right.
Mostly by the two wingbacks, but even the midfield, it's a flat 4 or flat 2 in the midfield, and there's just no up and down. And that there's the Salem City's finding pockets in between the layers of that 3-4-3, and that's where they're finding joy. It's they're either pulling somebody out of their layer or not being marked. And the modern game has fallen in love with this 3 center back system, but it can be beaten.
Shea-up, oh, well played. One touch back from Kerrigan, then sprayed right back to Kerrigan. Ooh. Kerrigan inside the 18 and collapsed. And that's going to be the sound of the end of the first half, as Kerrigan was indeed into the 18 and just fell down, but it was well designed and it looked promising, but a fizzle out. And we sit 0-0 at the end of the first 45. Sure that we'd had very little of stoppage time, but if it was maybe a minute. But that was it. And Salem City FC in Charlotte, Independence, the opener of USL 2 2024 season. First 45, nobody has a goal, and we sit 0-0. Stay with us. We'll have the second half coming up.
Bing, bing. I mean, with the old God's coach. We're back in the game. We got it. This thing just needs to work.
This is why he's an age factor.
Hey. Oh, man. What does that mean in the rain? Dude, they played her in the rain? Oh, shit. We played her in the snow. We played her in the camp. Hell yeah.
I remember coming here whenever
Dunk you, man. Fix the gizmo gadget.
Yeah.
Two packs and the channel switch.
Now, I'm just saying, well, Peyton's really nice problem. Hey, Peyton.
Try smacking it.
Try smacking it yet?
We're in it. We're in it.
You take those.
Bro, easiest fixer.
Sometimes you don't gotta know what to do to figure it out. Because then you're gonna try to hey man, drug a golden nail, took a bite of a pear. Let me see this thing. Turn on the bid switches. I will say, the thing is that you also might need to do is whenever you do stop the channel, you gotta turn it off. Yeah. Play games on an old ground animal. This is the first time I've actually played it because of the game, and probably my step 2. Begin getting on the terms of the honestly, hold on. they're 4-2-3-1. So these guys are the counter midfielders. He's in the middle. And then I think we're in the 10. We're in the row. And then I want to say they fix that guy here maybe after mid-year. Sure.
side. He started on the left in the first half and then switched flanks with Morrow halfway through. Back on the left, and he has been devastating here on the left wing. Really, really good assist to Fisher on the goal, just about a minute and a half out of halftime, and then here again creating the opportunity.
1-0 early in the second half. A goal that came within 90 seconds from the whistle to start the second half. And Charlotte Independence, we'll see if they can find an answer. But I can tell you for a fact that Salem City FC is not at all satisfied with just one goal.
No, and really credit the freedom that these forwards have, because you've got Kerrigan on the left, you've got Morrow on the right, but those two just end up in so many different areas. You've got Hoyos moving around at that striker spot. He doesn't have to stick there in, true number 9 position. So these guys have so much fluidity. It's really been impressive.
Well, claimed by Gonzalez. Here's Hoyos up ahead. Off to the right. That was McDonald, and he will go head first. No call given.
Great tackle by
That was not
Zerbini.
McDonald, that was Morrow.
Yeah, really good tackle. Zerbini's been quality at that center back position.
Now the Independents working towards the final third.
Good tackle. Just one accurate touch there from Shea, and possession going the other way.
That ball intended for Morrow up ahead. And then flipping around, his body's got tangled up with Hoyos. I think Hoyos is just saying, I don't know what I did. I was just trying to track back. I got tangled up with a defender. And you could tell that Robert's upset. He expects a card to be given. But no such luck.
No, there's nothing in that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what the official's saying. What do you want me to do? So Stifler will give it a ride here. The score 1-0 in favor of Salem City FC on a goal by Max Fisher, flicking it in to the side net. One claimed by Salem City FC. Kerrigan tried to pull it back. And now we got possibly an injured Salem City FC, and please tell me that's not looks like it's Morrow who's down. And is indeed Yates going to go into the book? Looks like that is the case, and the rain now coming in a little bit heavier.
Yeah, it's just spitting out there. As this system shouldn't last too long, but stuff is just appearing and disappearing on the radar at will, so
really
hard
has.
to predict.
It's looks like it's nothing but going to be sunny, no chance of rain, and then all of a sudden we get a stray thunder shower or shower to come up, and some temperatures that are a little bit chiller than what you're used to seeing in May. Back of the head by Hoyos. That's got to hurt. Just kind of turned away from it, and they're going to call a foul on Hoyos.
Yeah, he just kind of ducked underneath that, which is why it hit him in the back of the head. You just can't. It's a little dangerous when you do that. You've got to make a play for the ball. If you jump but don't make a play for the ball, the referee's going to whistle it against you every time.
One of the most talented strikers that Scott Wells has ever coached, who, of course, is the head coach, Gardner Webb. Also had some time at the University of Charleston, and that's where Hoyos came from, too, where he was MEC men's soccer all-tournament team and one of the top goal scorers in Division II. And top players.
Gonzalez making a run down the middle. There it is.
A lot of bodies on that overload on the right side. Now they'll spread out. And a trickling ball that is immediately eaten up by Stifler, but late arriving was Hoyos to pounce on it.
Yeah, Gonzalez made a run through the middle, but they gave it to him just a little late. about 2 or 3 steps too late. By that time, he had been closed down by a defender. They could give that to him really at the entrance of the attacking third. He's got a ton of space to run on.
Solid turn by Morrison. First thing he does is have his head up and looking for an option. Plays it to Yates on the left channel. I can't say enough how impressed I am by the talents of Nayaner. Even though he got tripped up over there, that ball just seems to stick at his feet. Morrison stepping, claiming, won't turn, play it back. The Independents trailing by 1 goal and slowly but surely trying to connect passes and move into that final third. Through ball. Up head Cook, and Cook is going to be ruled in an offside position, and it very well could have been 0-1. Cook may have just got a little too excited and got behind the back line.
Yeah, both teams now have had a goal ruled out for the offside flag.
Independence with a little bit of a press there. Up
Great
ahead,
ball.
Gonzalez into space. And giving him some cushion is Roberts. So Gonzalez is going to take it. And Gonzalez dancing in the 18, pulling it back. He's got support with Kerrigan there. You could see Fisher tell him where he wants it, but he'll get it, and they'll try the right channel. From Shea up to Morrow. Morrow, good ball. Hoyos was right there to play it off the head and actually put it in and actually count this time, as he was called offside position when he headed possibly what we thought was the first goal of this match. As the shots now 12-3 in favor of Salem City FC. The aerial duels, just kidding. 12-3 in shots, which that comes to nobody's surprise just how this match has gone. But look at it, 12-3, and really you could claim that this game should be tied, right? Is Kerrigan. Kerrigan, left foot, swing across. Oh, looking for an option on a volley that does not quite get off the boot correctly. Still in that attacking third, Gonzalez able to corral it. And Schmidt thought about continuing over to that flag.
Gonzalez has been all over the place here in this second half.
Shea also claiming it. Quick throw in is Gonzalez. Oh, what a cutback. Not even looking, pulls it back. Here's a header! Hoyos thought he had that one in. How many times? The kid has just great timing, too.
What a save, though.
Yeah, the save, too, by Stifler, but Hoyos probably should have 4 goals to his name tonight. I don't care how many touches he's had in the box for the first game. That right there is a weapon. That you have a striker that has that good of a nose for the ball where it's going to go. I mean, you can't ask for anything better.
No,
he hasn't scored yet, but that's going to come if you've been able to know where the ball's coming, right?
His off-ball movement has been great. When he gets the delivery into the box, just the 1 or 2 steps, he baits the defender into undercutting the ball and then just shades off the back of the defender and meets the header.
Gonzalez. Oh, look at him waiting and dancing. Of course, he plays McDonald. McDonald, brilliant soccer IQ. Trying to move into the center of the pitch, but then plays it back to that right channel. Morrow fighting with it, and a little bit of testiness and a card given to Morrow.
Yeah, that's going to be for accumulation. Salem City has just gotten a little aggressive with their physicality in this half, and I think both the official and the Independents have started to get frustrated with how many fouls there have been. So I think that's just for accumulation more than anything.
11-9 in fouls. And that's Salem City with 11. And Charlotte Independence with 9. We have substitution, too. This is the first time we've had a substitution. Gonzalez is going out. Interesting enough how he's been all over the pitch. And they're going to bring in...
It's Carson Griffith.
That's right. It is Carson Griffith. Who plays at the Presbyterian. Actually started his career at Charlotte. Has come in for Gonzalez. Substitution, looks like Charlotte Independence are going to bring in. They're going to take out a Dingle and then bring in. I'll find out who they're going to bring in. They will bring in Chase Gilly. This kid is he's a goal machine. Gilly, who's had some time at UNCG, Liberty. Good ball played up. Well played by Fisher. I mean, he placed that right at the foot of Hoyos. McDonald calling for it.
Great
There's
defending.
a 1v1 taking away Yates's. He's been pretty stout back there in that left back position.
He has. He's been the best player on the field for the Independents, I think. He got cooked a few times by Oliveira in the first half. And since then he's been spectacular. He's defended well, he's bombed forward well. Really a true wingback. And you need those in the 3-4-3. He's been as advertised.
Ethan Yates playing an outside back position. And he has been able to, at least for the time being, allow Salem City FC, the only goal, and that's the only goal in this contest.
Oh, what body position. That little turn.
Swivel the hips on Sayup.
Yeah, brilliant to keep the ball in play and maintain possession.
Working it back. A whole brand new back line. A lot of new faces for 2024 to go along with the new kits. Salem City FC. And Sayup able to stop and turn. We'll continue it forward, plays it back. Kerrigan, that was the intended target. It was into traffic. Double teamed. Ooh, that little improving there, but that was I tell you, that was actually a smart play by Cook. He knew he was sandwiched in between two defenders. And with the height advantage going to his opponent, you fall down.
Well, yes.
You got to fall down. That's a must.
There was also definitely a little bit of a push in the back from Vessels.
True.
I think the ref has had a really good game so far.
Let's keep everything even keel, even for the opener. And for the opener, even both teams still trying to feel out not only each other, but their teammates. There's Salem City FC trying to work that right channel with Griffith.
Morrow was tracking a late run. They were trying to find him at the top of the 18.
Griffin hit the ground. Late challenge as McDonald was coming up to claim it. Dispossessed back to Salem City FC, and Morrow was just behind that wave.
Yeah, he's got to get back. He just was taking his time getting back because the Independents had the ball and was not ready for...
He knew it, though. He knew it.
Yeah, he was not ready for the quick turnover, which I tell you what, the Independents have handled this press a lot better in the second half, but still, every pass is being immediately there's under pinching on the ball to win it back. Every time a blue shirt receives the ball, they're under pressure immediately. From a center back, from a midfielder, from a winger, everywhere. It's the press has been smothering this entire game.
The right idea there to play it on the inside of that boot and play it towards the flag. And that was indeed the idea. I think even Schmidt knows it, and that's why he gave the hand signal to Hoyos. The idea switch to this left channel is Kerrigan. And Kerrigan was once again waiting, buying some time for his teammates to get down close to that 18. So they'll whip it around, recycle. Sayup fighting his way. Able to come away with it. Sayup gets it right by the byline, gets upended. And they're going to just say it's a corner kick, and Sayup is still on the ground.
It's a good tackle. Won the ball, poked it out of play. It's just it's one of those where if you don't get it right, you're in trouble. But he got the necessary touch on the ball.
That was a good sequence by Sayup, able to get close to that byline. It still resulted in a corner. But again, you see what type of presence he has, right? Not only as a stout defender, but getting into the attack and adding more numbers for the home side. And doesn't take long for him to get back to his position. If you have that endurance and that speed, you can do that. A lot of numbers in the box. Salem City FC hoping to come up with another goal. They lead 1-0. Kerrigan. Here's a hit with a left. Oh, off the bar. What a hit. Morrow thought that was for sure going to tuck in.
Boy, I think that registered on the Richter scale the way that hit the crossbar.
That bar still is vibrating right now.
What a hit.
Morrow absolutely came out of the cage and hit that one.
The way he positioned his body, I thought he was going for a cross and trying to deliver it right to the penalty spot, but then he just unleashed a thunderbolt.
I had to check. I thought that was more of a McDonald hit just because of goals I've seen by that kid, but it was indeed Morrow. Lofted ball inside the 18. Look at that touch, pulling it down. That is so many balls inside the box that is touched just by the tip of the boot by Nainer, and he's able to pull it down. It's just whatever he has on his boot, it's been absolutely world class.
I thought for a second he was going to go for the bike with his back to goal.
That, you know how difficult that is on that, being able to settle that ball.
A little wet out there.
Yep. And this
rain has stopped, but it's slick.
It is slick. It is natural surface, though. And the Independents trying to find the equalizer, and that one was hit well, just a little off frame. I believe that one was indeed hit by a bonus there, and it slowly was rising. There's going to be a substitution. Let's see who they're going to bring out.
Looks like a double change here.
They're going to bring out Bonus, the one that gave it a ride, and then
Nainer, I think,
Nainer, who is the best touch on the pitch.
I think Bonus was on a yellow card, so that may be part of the reason why he was brought off. Same for Gonzalez when Salem City made their change, because that was a little bit surprising, too. He was starting to build into the game here in the second half, but I think being on a yellow card.
He was definitely free and feeling a lot of freedom just wherever he went. He was definitely making a mark on the match. But you're right, may have gone out for just reasons of sitting on a yellow. It's Caden Witt who comes in, number 26 for the Independents. And Salem City FC once again trying to pin in the Independents on their defensive third as they desperately try to get it upfield. Right, waiting for a spiel. And the Hofstra goalminder who has only seen 5 total shots, 1 actually on frame. As Kerrigan again using that width of the pitch right up here to the touchline.
Jonathan Shembo has also come into the game in midfield.
Kerrigan, well played. Hoyos outside of the foot, and now we'll use the inside to curl it over and make the switch to Shea. Good call over the top, looking for Fisher. Fisher saw plenty of daylight. Left foot swing across inside the 18, over the top, and the Independents, I think they have a lot of time. They're going to have to clear it. Schmidt was closing in, as well as Morrow. A misplayed ball. Kerrigan trying to do a 1-2 right back to Morrow, and Kerrigan kind of putting his hands on his head, maybe to say, I should have kept that. Good step, though, by Fisher, just kind of lost his footing. It's odd to say that this is just a 1-0 game, Kyle. You feel like just how Salem City FC, it feels like one of those contests where it's you have 4-1 or 3-0. But it's only 1-0, that's it. A goal in the early part of the second half. Well, they came out of the locker room roaring because they felt that they had been up 3-0 at the end of the first half, but unlucky, and that comes with an opener. I still was pretty impressed by the connection and the link-up between the teammates for Salem City FC for the first game.
Schmidt had overlapped here onto the left wing and was wide open, screaming for the ball. Just couldn't find him. Angle wasn't there.
I'll tell you what, Coach Williams has done a good job. I mean, I'm sure these players know this already coming in, but they are very well aware of the entire landscape of the pitch. You know, where to find spot to get space. I got an injured player. Looks like that's Fisher, may have a cramp.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what that is.
But they really do know exactly how to position themselves. If they see an opening, they'll move over here. They'll use every little inch of the pitch and show themselves. So they will spread you out. Hopefully Fisher will be okay. He actually was the only one to have a goal that counted, and he flicked one onto the side net.
Yeah, high-quality header.
90 seconds into the second half.
Great delivery by Kerrigan as well on that goal.
Right. So hopefully Fisher will be all right. He looks to be just fine. He might just have that slight little maybe cramp.
They've instituted some new rules for injuries in Major League Soccer. I'll be honest, I don't know how far down the pyramid that they've filtered, if they are in place here or not. But in MLS, the new sub-rules are that if you are down for more than a certain amount of time and don't require a substitution, you have to remain off the pitch for 2 minutes to try and cut down on time-wasting injuries. So that is an interesting development, and it's been effective so far.
Yeah.
And they've only had it in place a couple of weeks, but
yeah, that definitely should be a foul. That's no doubt about it. That's probably the one worst non-call I've seen, as Hoyos clearly was upended. That took away the advantage.
Yeah, that was a pretty clear mistake.
Yeah, I mean. And it was well played, well designed, too, by Hoyos. I mean, that's exactly what he had worked up in his mind. And then when he took off, he was taken out of the play, unable to get back on the end of the ball, but no foul called. And we're still questioning why. 1-0, that's our score. Salem City FC clearly the team in control of this, but the more and more and the longer this goes with just a 1-0 lead, you're starting to give life to the Charlotte Independents, and we've seen where they have been able to get on the counter and have some touches in the box. And that you could argue also that they could have a goal, too, on the scoreboard. There's another substitutions coming in. Looks like 2 for Salem City FC. We'll see who's going to come out for the home team. It is indeed Fisher after he was shaken up a little bit. So the kid had to step away from the far side, get back on the pitch, and then go all the way over to the bench to finally come out. He didn't look at all as if he was in danger of missing some time. It just seemed like he may have had a little bit of a cramp, and to be safe, they'll pull him out. They'll bring in 2 more players, which it looks like it'll be Edmondson and looks like, is that Tate Lawrence? I believe that is.
It is.
And Lawrence, who is a product from the Fusion Academy, along with McDonald, who used to play for the Fusion. Lawrence playing his college ball at Chapel Hill. And he is a very good attacker and staying with it, well played, and staying on top of it before going out of bounds was Edmondson. Well, that's risky. Surprised that he had that option. A square ball right at the byline, almost inside their own 18. And he had plenty of time to actually move that ball on a clear. Roberts was there. And there's upended is this time Oyles. Right touch in, and look who it is. Lawrence, who came in maybe just a minute off the bench.
And that, Ty, is why you front the ball after a foul. Nobody fronted the ball, and they didn't require the referee to stop play and count off paces. Great vision by Oyos to see that the free kick had nobody standing in front of it. Lawrence made the run, and nobody guarded him. Everybody on the Independent stopped for the foul. You've got to front the ball or keep playing. They didn't do either one, and that's what happens.
I love a quick restart, and so does Tate Lawrence, as he's only been on the pitch for maybe a minute, and it probably his second touch of this match. He's able to send it in, tuck it away to make it 2-0 in favor of Salem City FC.
And that will be a big learning moment, teachable moment for the Independents. You have got to remain switched on at all times.
So that makes it 2-0, and Lawrence might have a brace. He does. He has ignited off the bench and exploded on top of flipping out on that far flag. 3-0 in favor of Salem City FC and Charlotte Independence. They look shocked.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you press well all game and you bring fresh legs off the bench. Lawrence is not tired from pressing the entire time, but they have caused so many problems with that press. And here just snatches it right off a defender's foot, and there's nobody back to, recover and challenge him between the ball and the goal. One finish through the goalkeeper's legs, one left-footed finish there around the keeper. Brilliant, brilliant job off the bench.
Lawrence probably has a handful of touches and 2 goals to his name. It's 3-0 in favor of Salem City FC. Lawrence from Winston-Salem, the Fusion product, whose both parents played at Elon. And Charlotte Independence now desperate to at least try to get one back. And somehow gets that one to get into the 18. An overcooked ball. I'm not sure if that was intended to be that way, but
no, it was
Yates is able to keep it in bounds.
Immediate frustration on the face of the player who crossed it.
Morrison, who has all the poise in the world and not scared to hold on to the ball, had a good look.
Yeah, it was Caden Witt who sent that one over the 18. It was a really nice job initially to save it from going out of play. I think that was Chase Gilley who did that, and then just a little bit of an overcooked cross. And again,
Cook, nice with a hesitation, and then he's able to put it across. Goes to the opposite flag. Here's a curler, and that was in the vicinity for Cook, but the size advantage went clearly to the Salem City FC. Here's another chance, Cook, and he is that back stick option. And getting into the fracas was, I believe, Morrison, but Cook was also poaching.
yeah, really good job by Cook, but it was also really well defended, and I think here, unfortunately, Tricker has gotten the worst of that battle. It was a really quality physical battle, and the only reason that Cook had to go for that audacious scorpion in the first place was because he was being hounded by Tricker, but seems like it was a bit painful.
How the feel of this match has turned here, which we thought it felt like it was 3-0, and now indeed it is 3-0, all because of number 21, who stands maybe about 15 feet from us. Tate Lawrence, the NC Fusion product, who's now at Carolina, just had his freshman year. In fact, had one appearance, and that was against the Duke Blue Devils, the heated rivalry. Only played 4 minutes, but highly recruited. Some stoppage at time, Kyle. Can you explain what's going on? Do you have an idea?
Yeah, it's just an injury, and now it has to be a drop ball.
Okay.
So they're. I wonder if the goalkeeper.
It seemed like it was a little bit longer than.
Well, I wonder if the goalkeeper was asking if he was allowed to pick up a drop ball, because that's one of those like intricacies of the game that sometimes can get lost. And
Another card given out.
I think that's to Gilley for coming on too soon.
No, that is.
There's the AR on the far
Tricker.
side. Tricker, sorry, for coming on too soon from the injury. And the Salem City players are saying, hey, he was told to come on, but apparently not.
No soup for you. That's yeah, I mean, the side judge, you go by the side judge who's standing right behind you. And so when you say I can go on, you go on. You're right.
Yeah, it's just hard to know whether that actually happened or not.
I mean, I know you shouldn't assume, but most
likely, it feels like the referee wouldn't have given a yellow card if he had actually listened to if the AR comes out and says, yeah, I told him to come on.
I don't know why he would jump. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you would jump out unless you heard something like, you can go in now. But anyway, we'll ask them. That's in our post-game show, our post-match. We'll ask. But oh, that almost turned in from an assist to himself by Hoyos. Good body placement. And there's Gilley.
That's a great ball.
Puts ball up ahead. Cook somehow is able to get on the end of it and latch on it. And Cook spun his way into a double team. I was just looking for some desperation on changing direction and making the switch.
So they've only just now allowed Tricker to come back in, and you know why that is, Ty? I think that's from the new rules I was just talking to you about, because otherwise he would have been able to come back on immediately. That's why he got the yellow, is because he has to go off for 2 minutes since he was down and required treatment.
Yeah. I'm going to ask and see if
I have a feeling that that's what that is, though. It's the new rules. This was only instituted just weeks ago in MLS, and it seems like that's been instituted all the way down the pyramid.
There's Lawrence.
So that's just something everybody's got to get used to.
Going to the corner, and that one, just a little too much weight behind it, goes out of bounds. Yeah, Tate Lawrence, who has been a part of NC Fusion since U14, and now he's come on as a super sub for Salem City FC and is put in a brace and pretty much has put the home side with enough goals in their bank to claim the 3 points. At least you get that feeling. But we've seen crazier things. And Kyle may have just got an explanation from the side ref. And our report says no, he does not. So we'll keep going.
No explanation.
No explanation. It's just, we just don't know. We just don't know right now. Unconfirmed reports, but it looks like now.
That's going to be my guess. So we'll stick with that for now.
Substitution again for this home side, as it looks like Wessels is coming out, and Coach Chris Williams is going to bring in. I'll try to see who the number is. Looks like they're going to bring in. Yeah, Amara Kamara, who's from Montserrat, Liberia. Another through ball that almost was timed right by Lorenz. As the rain somehow hanging around, Lorenz comes up, makes the challenge. And possession goes back to Salem City FC. Here's up ahead. Nice step over. Oh, well played. And setting up nicely. And buying some time. Once again, now playing the back and will recycle.
Rain is really coming down now. It seemed like it had stopped for a while, but skies have opened up again.
Sayup trying to play was right. Coach Chris Williams will make this feel like home. This is very UK weather.
Yes, it is.
And
they don't like to talk
Liam
about
would
it.
Agree, but Salem City FC once again trying to time their runs on a through ball. Ryan Lee has come on for the home side. The Independents working their way into that final third. A well-lofted ball. Right on the end of it is Morrison. Try to get the return. He does. Morrison right outside of the 18. Quick play by Lee. Okawa has also come in. The Spartan for UNCG. Here's Schmidt. Schmidt just couldn't get enough time to distribute that. And it's out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. And Salem City FC will try to get some bodies back here. Looks like Lorenz is going to take the corner. The home side up 3-0 on the home opener. The first time they've had a USL 2 opener here in this arena. Headed down. That was Kamara. Got up on a ladder and almost got one to get through the wickets and in to make it 4-0. It will be another corner kick.
Great save.
And Lorenz is will take his time by bringing that ball over to the corner. Schmidt will be his short option. They are compact centrally, but Lorenz will try to get it to bend. A quick clearance, but it'll go out of bounds. We've had quite our taste of rain this past couple of weeks, and just
we sure have.
Somehow just not want to stop.
Spring, man.
Yeah. Well, the April showers turn into May showers.
Yeah, right. May showers bring June flowers, I
Oh,
guess.
June Powers. Okawa who's in, and here's Tate Lawrence moving up ahead. That was indeed intended for Edmondson making that charge, but ran out of real estate, goes out of bounds. '89th minute. Three goals in this second half by Salem City FC. 190 seconds in. And then two from the super sub, Tate Lawrence, the NC Fusion product. As Shea is Okawa. Oh, that was indeed searching. That ball was definitely intended for Lee. It'll go out of bounds for another corner, and you get the sense that Salem City FC want one more. And they may just get it here. Once again, another corner, this time on the opposite flag. Lots of bodies in the box. Lawrence showing for the short option. Going near stick, headed away. Lawrence got it for a second. McDonald coming up. McDonald now moving it. Left foot, swing across. Tricker gets it. That's the sound of 90 minutes. Not sure about the added time. Is Kamara thought about coming back?
Shouldn't be too much. There's been the 3 goals and, a couple of smaller injuries, but nothing to really delay this game a ton, so maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
Kamara, who plays at Tiffin University, with GMAC, great Midwest Athletic Conference.
Great ball.
Defensive player of the year. And this is good connection. Edmondson. This is a cross. This looks good. Oh, Lawrence was sitting right there. He may have got caught ball watching. I don't think he thought that ball was going to get towards him, but he might have had a shot at a hat trick. Can't blame the kid. He came in and has a brace, but that ball right across the door, the welcome mat of the of the goal, and everybody just kind of watched it. Whatever the pocket or whatever of rain clouds, we apparently has decided to sit right over.
Somebody did a rain dance here at some point.
Right over Truist Soccer Park. It's just steadily staying here and not moving out. I bet if we look at the radar, there'll be just one dot.
It just keeps appearing.
Just appearing. Both teams fighting through it.
I'll never forget doing minor league baseball in Florida. Multiple times in one summer, we literally had a storm appear on top of us. That's just how Florida weather is.
Just how those cells just pop up. Yep.
Like literally at first pitch, just bloop.
It looks like it's going to be a clear day,
too,
right?
And then just all of a sudden, out of nothing, just appears on top of you. You look at the radar, and it's just no color, and then suddenly color.
Where did this come from? Yeah, we thought actually we made the wrong decision by you saying that this shouldn't last long.
That's a
how many times?
That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's a no-no. You jinxed it.
I would have been kicked out of broadcast booths around the country.
Yeah. Kamara watches that one drop, and he stopped for a second, but they say play on. Fighting through. Can't be too much on this injury time, although we did have, let's see, we had Fisher go down for a minute to address his injury.
Yeah, and there was a cramp a little bit before that, and then the 3 goals. But otherwise, subs barely took any time. This could be one of the last kicks here. Ref is maybe getting ready.
I'll let it fly, Spiel. Trying to sit that one right That center pitch. Lofted over. That's a well-played ball, and coming off the line, that is just good instincts by Spiel. And
really good goalkeeping.
Looks like one of the forest creatures has themselves a free soccer ball because that one is deep into the woods.
No, we're looking for another ball. There was a ball boy over here, but I don't see that here now.
And that ball's going to just get to the timetable. As the rain continues to pound on our canopy above us. Thank goodness we have a canopy, by the way. 3-0 our score. Salem City FC with a lead. All 3 goals in the second half. 2 by Tate Lawrence, number 21. The NC Fusion product who plays now at Chapel Hill, the North Carolina Tar Heel. But Charlotte Independence looking for a possible at least 1 goal in this contest as they work now for another corner.
Yeah, and you know, Salem City coaching staff will really be wanting this clean sheet. 3 goals are great. They've played excellent. But giving up the clean sheet would be a bit of a sour taste at the end of the game.
Spiel is used to having clean sheets, 25 in his college career, but the defense he had at Hofstra also wasn't anything to bat an eyelash at. That was pretty stout. But he's used to having zeros, and he's not trying to change that. What a blast.
Ow.
My goodness, that is going to cause a bruise, and it looked like it. I thought it hit the chest, but
No.
Quinn, they're waving in it. Did it hit the head?
Right in the head. And I think that shot was going to sail about 10 yards over the crossbar, but there was no way for the defender to get out of the way of that. Just absolutely smashed.
Oh, that's I knew it hit somebody. I didn't know it hit the head, and that's also a scary sight. As immediately the official waved over the athletic trainer, which will indeed add some more stoppage time. Now, at least he's setting up. Is that Schmidt? Let's see who that is. No, it is Tricker. Tricker, who's not shy at all to any type of challenge or even a blasted ball for that matter.
He's taken a beating this game. He was the one that came off before and got the yellow card for coming back on too early.
He really is a battler, man. He's not scared to claim any 50-50 ball. No challenge has caused him to drift away. But he'll have to be sent off here with that injury. And it will be
referees all the way on the side chatting. I wonder if they are allowed to bring a player on
for a head injury.
As he gets concussion check.
Yeah, because that obviously gives
the ref is being very demonstrative on the far side. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I wonder if that is part of the discussion here.
We forgot to put our net mic over there.
See, there's a player coming on. So
yeah, because you could see Coach Williams is saying immediately now, why is that? Because we should be allowed to put in a player because that gives the advantage.
Right, and the ref immediately called the trainer on, so because of it being a head injury.
Right.
There was no time to see if he required a trainer. The ref just brought a trainer on, meaning they are allowed now to bring a concussion sub on. Charlotte coach is wondering why he wants the man advantage.
Right.
But with it being a head injury, they have to be cautious about it. So the ref said immediately trainer comes on, and now they have a temporary replacement. And that the player can come back on once he's cleared, if he's cleared.
So it'll be a throw-in here for the Independents down here in the attacking third. It looks like it'll be Witt that will do the honors by throwing it in. He's going to back all the way back up and launch it. And headed down, and that will be it. So the last touch really wasn't much. It was a throw-in that looked to be a long throw-in, but ended up in a head down by Shimbo that goes out of bounds. And the whistle of the final 90 minutes plus that stoppage time is finally sounded as the rain still hanging around and the fans battling it out too to watch Salem City FC in the opener claim it a 3-0 victory under the lights here at their new home here at Truist Soccer Park. And after a 0-0 first 45, it was obviously back to business in the second half, and it didn't take long for them to get on the board.
No, it didn't. And how about the introduction of Tate Lorentz? 2 goals off the bench, one coming on that quick restart on the free kick, and the other one just from a turnover in the final third and one-on-one chance really turned the tide. But Salem City, they were the better team from start to finish, really dominated the first 15. You could say they were the better team overall in the first half, couldn't get anything from it, but then in the second half managed to find the 3 goals to really give them a deserved win.
It's 17 shots for the entire match for Salem City FC, and just 6 for the Independents. And clearly possession-wise, the field tilt all tilting to the way of Salem City FC. What an opener. Even though we started off with some sun shining down and a beautiful spring, maybe somewhat chilly May 11th, but the opener felt great. It was good soccer weather. And then just to add more to the drama, some UK weather came up to make Coach Chris Williams feel at home. And he now feels at home, though, with 3 points to start off the season.
And how about the fans sticking it out this whole second half in the pretty solid precipitation, and the players do appreciate that for sure.
Now the kits look great, the crest looks great, the logo looks great, and of course the team name definitely pops off. It's all great in all with this entire match, and Salem City FC gets the opener 3-0. They'll get the 3 points to start out the season, with the next match coming up on Tuesday against Tobacco Road. So make sure that you plan to tune us in on Tuesday. If the rain holds out, they'll have Tobacco Road coming in town to take on Salem City FC right here on this same pitch. And Kyle Baughan will be on the call, who was, of course, my analyst tonight. But that is it for us. 3 points given to the Salem City FC. New kits, new slogan, new logo, and what do you know? Same results, 3 points. Coach Chris Williams and his assistant coach, they've been doing this quite a long time, Liam Davies, and they always put a good 11 out and a good squad, and looks like they got themselves another good squad here for 2024. So that is it for us. Opener goes to Salem City FC, 3-0, all 3 goals coming in the second half. 2 by Tate Lorentz, who came off the bench, and 1 by Fisher, Max Fisher, who is a Gardner Webb player for Scott Wells. So that is it for us. Good night, all the way from Truist Soccer Complex. I'm Todd Collins. So for Kyle Baughan, in my crew, I say good night to you, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday. That's it, 3-0, Salem City FC with a win.
Nice and tidy. Truck could have been more. Could have been 5.
It's a good thing it didn't go in because it would have put a hole in it.
Hey, Kyle, come over here. I'll come back.
Post-game commentary. I'll come back and get my post-game commentary is holy hell, that went off the crossbar. No, I want to get the
We should have a sound effect button.
Holy shit.
William, we need a
Hey,
sound
look, it's
effect button.
streaming. There's no FCC regs. We can say whatever we want.
Hey, you're on YouTube. They don't care. That's what I'm saying.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, man.
Are you going to be here Tuesday?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'm going to be here for every home game.
Okay, awesome.
Say less. Appreciate it, bud. Yes, sir. They release them now. You guys don't have to put in. I'm going to dump the rest of this ice. I'm sorry, Will. I'm sorry.
Give me the beer.
It doesn't taste very good heated up, brother. Oh, no. Brother, that's what I was trying to say. Brother, I told you whenever we walked in. Alright, we were the people that were waiting for us. So hear me out. I get a fuzzy jacket made and like some beasties. Dude, I would be the team mascot. I would be mascot. I would. Easy. Say